Welcome back, artists. Hey, we're going to talk today about our third graders' original works project. For original works, which is the company that will take our artwork and put it on the different special items like mugs and t-shirts and pillowcases, etc. But for that project, we are going to do a self-portrait called Catching Snowflakes. Now, our key words of focus when we do this that we really have to pay attention to is, for one, audience. When we do art, most of the time, the audience is just us. We are the only ones we need to please with our work. But when we do original works, we have to not just think of ourselves and pleasing ourselves, but our families as well. What would our families appreciate? Do our families know what our quality work looks like and what the best that we can do looks like? Of course, okay? And I can tell you Mrs. Kenner has a great story that I will tell you guys when I'm done with this about audience and how, as a mom, you know what your kids, the best that your kids can do is, okay? We also, one of our keywords is self-portrait. We want to make sure that we create a portrait that looks like us, and that brings me to the details. That's where we have to really pay attention to the details and make sure that our self-portrait represents us where we are right now, and whether that is by the colors we're choosing for our hat and scarf and sweater. Do they represent our favorite colors? Sometimes kids choose to do a hat of their favorite team, or maybe like with a Nike swoosh or something. If you have freckles or braces or glasses, those are all things that we need to include. Hair color, of course. We want it to look like us, okay? And of course, with the details, one very, very important part is that snowflake detail on the tongue. Without it, they might look at this and say, what are you doing? Singing or screaming? What's going on here? So the snowflake on the tongue, and we do add some in the background as well, is really important. So those are our key words. To start this project, you're going to need a pencil. I have a couple different sizes of circles, one a large one for our head and one for the mouth. Okay, let's do this. You ready? All right, when you trace the big circle, you don't want to trace it too high or too low, right in the middle. That way you have enough room for your neck and shoulders and your hat as well, okay? After you trace the head, you're going to add the shoulders. Pretty simple like that, isn't it? Okay, after we do the shoulders, we're going to add the line for our hat, okay? And this is a semicircle or like a crescent moon. So about halfway to halfway. Look good? Yeah. Okay, now here's the first. I'm going to also add a semicircle, crescent moon. And how pointy you make this or how smooth depends on what kind of hat you're putting on your head. I'm going to do a traditional hat, kind of a beanie, but I'm still going to add my puffball to it, okay? And I kind of made my puffball to the side. That's something you can think about too, okay? So there's my hat. My hat is ready for details when I get to that step. But now let's go to the face, okay? I'm going to do, before we do, let's start with the nose. So about halfway would be about right here. I want to make the nose a little bit higher because my perspective is my face is tilted back a little, okay? So this is about halfway, and I want to go a little higher. And I want you guys to notice that your nose at this angle is going to look like a little triangle because we're capturing the bottom part of your nose, not the bridge, just the bottom, okay? Yep. And the nostrils, which makes this fun, okay? How's that? Okay? And I can add a couple little ovals for the nostrils, okay? Now the eyes. When we're catching snowflakes, I hope your eyes are closed, or they're going to be blinking a lot because snowflakes are going to be getting in your eyes. So we're going to do some closed eyes, and we're adding 2 curved lines like a smile. Curve them like a smile, not a frown, okay? And then, of course, add a few eyelashes. Now, above that, we're going to do a frown line for your eyebrows, okay? Now, your hair is your hair. So, boys, some of your hair we might just see it over here on the sides, okay? Or you might have a little bit coming out of the hat, right? Or you might have, I always like to do the outline of the hair first and then add the little tiny details. So I'm just going to put my hair down, but I want you guys to notice how I'm going over the edge of this circle, because I don't want my face just to look like a circle. It's going to be rounded, but I want it to look more like a natural shape because it's more of an oval, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so boys, I'm going to do a girl's long version on this side. There's going to be some overlapping, so erase, okay? And on this side, I want to do the boy version. Even if your hair is super short, it still comes down at the side of your head. If girls, you have your hair pulled back, then we want to add an ear, okay? And I just do that backwards double C on this side. The other side, I might do something different. Now, this is really round right here. So if this part of my face shows, I'm going to take some of that off.
Do boys have to show the ear?
If your hat is not pulled down over your ears, okay? Yep, it is, but you might want to consider. Now, next we're going to do the mouth. I don't know. Do we think that circle's too big? Let's see this one. This one? All right. All right, let's try this one. Now, this is very similar, and I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see this. Check your voices. All right, we're going to do this kind of the same way we did the hat. Okay, we're going to add a crescent. About halfway to halfway, okay? Then, through the middle, we're going to add a little double hill. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then we want to make this tongue line a little thinner. Looks funny right now, doesn't it? I'm going to erase that part, okay? I'm going to add a little V up the top here. Ooh, is it looking a little better? Okay. Now, teeth-wise, we might see 4 to 6. Now, this is me. If I'm missing a tooth, and look at how I make them smaller as they go back. I'm going to do like this, okay? Pretty good, right? Snowflake. Bam. Yep, wrong color. We'll do one in white, all right? Now, we have to add a scarf, and I'm going to add a line, and then I'm going to add a couple tails to that scarf. Let me zoom out here. There you go. So I added a couple lines. Now, the scarf and the hat, the details are super important to represent you. If you like polka dots or flowers or whatever, or the Broncos, stripes, okay? Or you have some favorite color, or you like Vans, that brand. Those are things that you could do like a checkered hat. Ooh, I'm getting ideas already. But Or you can draw something you actually own right now. But that is super important. And this is the one place where we can really add color to our self-portrait. So think about that too as an artist, is where am I gonna add color and pattern and design? So I'm gonna add stripes to this. You decide, is your scarf and hat gonna be a matching set? Or are they gonna be different? That's up to you, right? Don't forget about details with lines like this little puffball. If I have a texture on it, I want to add that texture with lines, okay? When we do our final, we'll talk more about the skin step, and we'll do outlining with Sharpie. But today, I really want you guys just to focus on the drawing of your self-portrait and the perspective of your head tilted back a little. Now, if you do get done with this pencil step and feel good about it, you may outline with Sharpie, like our final, and add your color. That's up to you, okay? And see how far we get today. Sound good? All right, so this is kind of just step one in drawing our self-portrait.